Alright, before we get combining wheat here today, we're going to change the oil on the Roxor. I ended up ordering this stuff on, I don't know if it was eBay or Amazon, I forget which. You can buy a kit and it gives you everything, but that kit's like $160. This requires 5W40 synthetic diesel engine oil, and we use 1540 in the tractors and the trucks, and I just didn't have it, so that's why I had to order this online. It requires, I think, 7 quarts. I've got a filter here too, and there's supposed to be a brass washer that goes on the oil plug. So we'll go ahead and we'll roll in underneath this. We've got, what is there on here? 500 and some odd miles on it. It's right at the time that it needs changing, 525 miles, 64 hours. I think Mahindra would like to see you change this at 400 or something, but any new engine that we've dealt with, they'd like you to change the oil at or around 100 hours. So we're going to go ahead and roll in underneath here. Junior, he's on a creeper as well. It requires a 7/8 socket, and then of course this one has got the skid plate on the oil pan, which I think all of them do. Here, you want to hold this flashlight?
Yeah, the other one did too.
I think all of them are putting the skid plate on the oil pan. There's just a recessed hole here, and like I said, I've got that loose already. And then one hand, I'm probably gonna drop the oil plug in. Here, hold that camera too. Can you do both? I need 2 hands and you need 3. All right. I just can't get it with holding on to the socket. The oil's still got that green tinge to it that synthetic oil has. So I got, did I get that out? No.
It's almost out.
Alright, there it is, and I made a mess all over my hand. So there is the brass washer that you should replace every time. When you change the oil, I think we can get away with using this one over again. It doesn't have any knurled marks or anything like that in there. I don't know how much we can see on the camera. I'm not really watching the viewfinder, so that oil feels like brand new still, but we'll let that drain, then we'll get the filter off in there and get some new oil in it. Alright, so the oil filter that I ordered, I did order a new brass washer for the oil plug, so we'll throw that on there. I wasn't sure if that came with this shipment or not, but it was inside with the filter. So we're going to roll in underneath and we're going to find where they have the oil filter located on this. Have you located that, Andrew? All right. I gotta have that flashlight. Where's that flashlight at? Okay, there's the filter right there. Right in on the right hand side, it's running horizontally, so that's gonna make a little bit of a mess once we spin that off in there, but it is easily accessible. So I'm gonna put the camera down so I can get a hand on that, or 2. It's right there. We'll get that off in there, let it make a mess in the pail here. Get a new one on there. By then we ought to be done draining. And we'll throw the oil plug in and get the new oil in it. Okay, so we've got a new filter. We ended up rubbing some oil on the O-ring, and I'm just gonna wipe this mating surface down like you should do. And we're just going to give it a little bump with the oil filter wrench. There. So that's on there, and then I ended up putting a new O-ring on this oil plug as well. This one isn't quite the same as the other one, but it's going to do. And we'll wipe this oil pan off. There's not a lot of room to get it up in there. Come on. Alright, this hole isn't quite positioned in the right spot. It's not quite centered there. So it's a little difficult to get that on there, but it's on there. Come on. Okay, that's tight. Wipe that off. Okay, now we can put new oil in. Alright, there's the oil that we drained out. The oil looked decent. And Junior's getting ready to pour the new oil in without spilling it. Here, grab right from here. I don't know how fast it'll take it. It's not going to take it that fast. Just let it pour slow. Okay, without spilling it. Alright, so this is supposed to hold 7 quarts. We're going to roll underneath it with a grease gun while he's pouring the oil in. We just got a couple of points to grease on it. And we'll get this job finished up here. Alright, so we've got the oil change all done on this. We'll take a quick walk around of it. Just kind of show you this in case some of you have not seen one of these yet. But this is a 2.5 liter turbo diesel engine. A while ago I put a turn signal kit on this, and then I also put a clutch pedal extension on here so that Andrew can reach the pedal. You just fold it up out of the way if you don't want that on there, or bring it down like that. So we'll go ahead and roll underneath this thing, and we'll kind of show you what this looks like from the bottom side here. Now, there's just a couple of grease points just on the front and rear shackle on the springs, and then this has got a tubular frame in it, just like any other vehicle. Now, this is four-wheel drive with a 2-speed transfer case, and I happen to notice, and I need to grease that slip yoke right there. I forgot to grease that. So there's a slip yoke that I have to grease, and there's one on the back too. I happened to notice that the side of this transfer case had a little bit of Earl on her, and the fill plug up on the right hand side there was hand tight. So I ended up topping that off and tightening it up. So that'll have to be something that we'll have to keep an eye on there. So yeah, but yeah, it's just a regular got a regular frame in it, a straight axle beam in the rear, and then a straight axle beam in the front here, and then they put a full skid plate on the oil pan there. So we will go ahead and run to the combine here after we grease that yoke right there, slip yoke. Well, folks, that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank you for watching. We are combining wheat here right along here today. Everything's going real smooth. We've got everybody busy today. I've actually got a new person running grain buggy today. Usually Sarah runs it. Andrew's been running it some here the last couple days too, but they're both busy doing other stuff. I've got my youngest daughter, she's running the grain buggy today. She's got one more dump to put on the semi-trailer right there, and then we've got a couple of straight trucks that we've got to start filling. Sarah's driving truck right now, hauling big bales, and Andrew is raking straw. So the next video that I come at you with, folks, will be combining wheat, baling straw, and I did a little walk around, which will be in the next video at Mayberry Farms. So that'll be in the next video. So that's going to do it for this one, folks. I want to thank you for watching, and we will catch you at the next video.